We're going back to football. I mentioned my first game in 1978 as the broadcaster and had fine defensive linemen and have had fine defensive linemen since. But I have to tell you, among the broadcasters and the writers and the fans of Long Note from back then, like Tom Abels and others, there's only one legend among the defensive linemen, and he's being inducted here today. All I ever heard when I came here in comparing defensive linemen was Ed Emo, Ed Emo, Ed Emo. So I went to Don Coryell and I asked him, oh my God, what a beast! Don said, what a beast, tough son of a buck, in Coryell language. And now we have recognized that incredible, well, 2 years, they were 20-2 during his time leading that team and leading that defensive line. 121 tackles in one of those seasons. That's Kirk Morrison territory. Nobody's doing that since then, since Kirk and since our next inductee into the Aztec Hall of Fame, football lineman Eddie Moe.
A 5-foot, 8-inch nose tackle. Something you wouldn't see on the defensive line today, but in 1976 and 77, Ed Emo mastered the position for the Aztecs. The team posted a 20-2 record during his 2 seasons. The Aztecs finished the 1977 season ranked 16th by the Associated Press and 19th by the United Press International. Emo received the Byron Chase Memorial Trophy as the team's outstanding defensive player in 1976 and 1977, and was named the team's most inspirational player in 1977. Now living in American Samoa, Ed Emo, a member of the 2015 Aztec Hall of Fame.
To make the presentation of this Aztec legend, his sister, Punaloa Emo Filimoa.
My testament, though not as dynamic or as iconic, but is fabulously humble and wonderfully true. First and foremost, all the glory, honor, and praise goes to our Heavenly Father and His Son, our Lord Jesus Christ. Little baby sister status was never fun back then. Back then, when you were pretty much invisible, never talked to, or pretty much just known as, oh, that's my little sister. Growing up in a household like mine, one of the 10, me being third to the youngest, I'm telling you, in the Samoan language, I was called the Kaavingi. In English, it's called the go-getter. By the way, my name is Puniloa, but by my family, they call me Noah. My family calls me Noah. And why am I called the go-getter? Because all I heard growing up was, Noah, get my shoes. Noah, get my clothes. Noah, you better hurry up or you're gonna get this. I'm telling you, truly blessed. This brother of mine, I tell you, he will never ever know how much this little sister, my dear parents who are back home in American Samoa, his wife, his kids, his grandkids, his brothers, his sisters, his whole family, he will never ever know how so proud we are of his accomplishments back then and his accomplishment, especially today. Please let me present to you my big brother, Ed Emo.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say after all that. And it's been such a long time. esteemed coaches. I told myself I wasn't going to get means so much to me to be a San Diego State Aztec. Even back then, I get so emotional. That's why they chose me as inspirational, because I'd get so pissed off. We're behind, and Coach Claude would say, Ed, you got to do something. So I start screaming, we call it the Samoan chant, and start cussing in Samoan, because nobody else knew what it meant. So I start screaming and hollering, and then as a few Samoans were sitting up there when we were playing Long Beach State. Hey, that's, you're not supposed to say that. But, somehow we were able to pull some of those games out, because they used to call the Samoan chant, and I had all the offensive linemen were around Manor-Sluice and Mike White. They were kind of my buddies, because we used to always bump heads together during practice. And so they'd always, and then Katzenmeyer used to always say, well, he gave me a special name. I guess back then they had Excedrin headache number so-and-so. So he says, you know what, since we can't block this guy, he gave me Excedrin headache number 91. So he would call me that all the time. I remember, because we used to always bump heads during practice. My sister, I couldn't say anything more than thank you for all my family, my wife, my cousins, from everywhere. Came from Texas, Spokane, Washington. They're on their way now. There they are right there. That's my brother, older brother, Suka, Khalida, Jake. Man, I mean, when I'm the athletic director back at home in American Samoa. That's about 10-hour flight. And so when I was doing a physical education class, I received a phone call. And so I answered the phone call, and a guy named, can I speak to Mr. Ed Emo? I said, speaking. This is Steve Schnell, and I just calling you to tell you that you've just been inducted into San Diego State Hall of Fame. I said, is that you, Dan Moody? Dan, this can't be, this is a joke, right, okay? Dan, are you behind all this, Because usually when the season starts, Dan and some of the players of our time, they get together and get, do all the tailgating for the season to start. And so they called me the last couple of times when Donnie Warren got inducted, and I was getting, and then Pete Inge a couple of years ago, I was getting my hip replaced, my right one. And so I was up there with my family up in Seattle getting it replaced, and so they were calling me to come down. I said, not right now. I'm in the middle of surgery. And I just got my other one replaced in April. And so what a time, if I didn't get it replaced, I'd probably be walking in the crutches or something up here on the stage. But God bless and thank everything to the sweet Lord for making it happen. I mean, today was like a fitting culmination of for my mother, God bless her soul, and my father back home who couldn't make the trip, but thanks to them and my family. Without them, I wouldn't be here today. My older brother, I asked him to come and present me, and he was too afraid. He can't speak too good. All he does is yell, And I had to thank him. And I had to thank him because without him, I wouldn't be here. When my aunt went back to Samoa, American Samoa, she wanted to bring back one of us kids to be raised in San Diego because she was the husband was in the Navy. So she came down there and asked my mom and says, well, can I take one of your kids and go back to San Diego so I can raise them here? So my mom says, take the older boy, which is my older brother. And so he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. And, so the whole week, my mom told him, you get ready, you're going to go to San Diego. You get ready. And he didn't, he said, no, I'm not going. He's telling his friends, because he's so used, he had his friends and everybody. So the day the plane was going to leave, we were looking for him. Everybody was, where is he? Where is he? He went and hid somewhere so he couldn't go on the plane. So my auntie said, well, you get on the plane. So she grabbed me, got on the plane, and we flew all the way, and flew all that way. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be up here today. I mean, he probably would have he probably would have been up here talking about himself and, but praise to God, everything that came my way was, because of family, a great upbringing, and I've been from San Diego from the get-go. I'm still here in San Diego. We still have our house in Kearney Mesa, and so we visit every so often. But San Diego is just a great place to raise the kids, and I mean, this is where I really call my second home besides back home. But what can I say? It's been a great honor. Thanks to the committee and the foundation for everything, and thanks again to my family, friends, all came, my coaches, Claude, Ted, Steve, Hammer. Man, I couldn't ask for a better bunch of coaches. They were always, Ted was always the one with the head coach. The other coaches were always with the players. So whenever we finish a game, they're always drinking or partying with the players. And then, so one time we were playing Fresno State. Fresno State, I don't know, there was Fresno State, and we were undefeated. So we had to go up to Fresno. We had to go up to Fresno to play Fresno State. And this guy, Steve, I mean, he was all world. I mean, to us, we tried the coach's plan, tried to get everybody ready to stop this one quarterback because he was making all the plays. So finally we got to the game. And even the coaches got confused on what to run. Here we are, we're behind, and we're down 34 to 17, and the coaches says, well, and I'm over there, they're about to score again. We're on the 5-yard line, and we were running a 50 tough, which is one nose guard, 2 tackles, and linebackers. And this is a goal line now. They're getting ready to score. And I'm looking at the coaching side, and they're screaming at each other. And I'm trying to say, time out, please, time out. We got to change. We got to get into a goal line defense. There was no goal line defense. So we had to tough it out, but yeah, we lost that game. That was our only loss that year. And then after the game, the coaches, the players were all mad at everybody. And so I don't know, it came in the next week's paper. We owed Fresno State or the hotel that we were staying in because we trashed the whole hotel, which Coach raised the coaches. Ted and Clyde were somewhere else, but we were all in on it. And I mean, it's great to be an Aztec, and I'm very proud and honored to be chosen as one of I mean, you know, it doesn't get any better than this. Thank you very much.
Told you he was a legend, didn't I? Ed Emo. Into the Aztec Hall of Fame. Puniloa, you were terrific.